Students, actually, this session was regarding a lab. So, how many students got joined? 60. I think maximum number of students are from second section or first section. Wait a second. Yep. Yeah. Okay. It's good. So because I don't think so, they will give you only 2 days to learn all these things. I mean, the lab and all. So because there will you will suffer a lot without understanding. Within 2 days, it is not possible to understand. That's why I thought like for you, I will explain the code and all. So how you are going to code for the according to your syllabus, we are going to work on. Okay, let me show you our syllabus first. Actually, in the previous, I mean, before a month, I think before 2 months back, I think I already told you about this one, right? These two programs, I think we already discussed this. Okay, so again, I'm going to start if required, but I think not necessary for this. This is a default primitive data type. This is the default primitive data types, and how you are going to do that one. So I will take it as a fast, and then later we'll go for the remaining programs and all. Okay, from today onwards, we'll go for programming and all. Okay, because there are so many programs over there for you. Let me show you this. Just a second. Yeah, 14 programs. So I mean 14 exercises. So maximum number is like a 4, I think. Yeah, this consisting of a maximum number of programs inside exercise 9. I think maximum only 9. So if we go for somewhat a bit fast, then it is easy for us to understand, because it is not like a lab exam will conduct online. So there will be an offline exam only. So they will give you a 2 or a 3 days in the college itself, and you just come over there and you have to learn each and everything. So it, I mean, it gives you a lot of pressure over there. That's why I thought like the programming, just I will explain each and everything. Just follow my instructions and practice over there if you're having a PC or a laptop with you. Okay. So now itself, just let me record my session. Already recording, right? It's okay. Okay. So where is my, so these are all the lab programs. I already did all this one. So I shared you already. Okay. So I will go for one more lab class. I will make it as a lab class. I will take it as a lab demo, the package name, so that will work over here. Why I made this? Sorry. Wait a second. Just I want to create a one more package. Lab demo. New. This is a package, and the name is like lab demo. Okay, now it is good. So inside this, we are doing the programs and all. So now we are learning for a primitive data type. What is the first program? So it is asking like, what is the default primitive value? What is the default primitive value you are supposed to, I mean, what is the output for that? Primitive data type. Okay, just I'm mentioning the name. Okay, this is the primitive data types. So how many primitive data types we are having? We are having 8 primitive data types, right? So one is like public, static, static, void, main. So inside this, I supposed to tell you about the theory part also. Please make sure that attend the classes regularly. Okay. String arguments. Okay. So there are two ways to write a program. I mean, here, because this method is static, only a static methods and also the static variables can be called. So if suppose I would like to mention, like, see this one, int x is equals to 0. If I mention like int x is equals to 0, if I suppose to access that from static method, what it will happen is I want to place x. So what is this? What it is asking? Non-static field x cannot be referred from the static context. So it should be a static. I think you got my point, what I'm saying. Okay. So here I just removed this and I'm making it as I, because this is an integer, right? This I mentioned I. We are working on a primitive data types. I'm making it as static. Okay, I'm making it as a static. So I, now it is allowed. Only static methods and the variables can be accessed from the static method. Okay, so this is for integer. Okay, and it should be like a concatenation. End of that. Now, what is the next one? In this field, what we are having static. Next one is like a byte. Byte is also belongs to integers category. Int, byte, and short, and there is a long, right? So this is all about that one. So I will make it as a B, static, and short. This is like S, static. And what is the next one? Next one is like a long. Should be a small letter because this is a primitive data type. L for this. So these four belongs to one category. These four belongs to one category. So you have to explain in this way. There are 8 primitive data types. Okay. So this belongs to one category, these 4 things. Now I'm going for decimal values like a float, F, and then static double D. And these two belongs to one category. So now we are going for string. We'll give the string or not, whether it required or not. It's okay. Just I will take it as a char. Sorry, for static is required. Char and then a C. And after that, finally Boolean. Boolean like BO. Okay. BO. I'll make it as a BO because B already available at the byte, right? Okay. So how many things are there? These 4 and these 4. 8 primitive data types are there. Just I want to know what is the default value has been stored over there. Okay. What is the default value has been stored over there. So initially this static method will always calls a static variables or a static methods. Please remember this one every time I'm telling you. So if static is not available over here, it is not possible to call that variable. This is an important thing you have to remember. Just I'm copying to save some time. Paste it. Paste it. So next one like for the decimal values, and next one for char value, and final one for Boolean. So here this is like a byte. This is a byte. So this is a B. And this is for a short. And this one is for long. Okay. And finally, this one is for a float. Float and double allows a decimal value. So already set to you. And one more thing. Okay, after the end of this, I will tell you about that one. Okay. And final one is, so this is a char, and final one is the Boolean. B-O-L-E-N. Okay. So I need to change the values also here. Just this is a S. This is a L. And this one is like F. And this one is like a D. This is a C. And this one is BO, right? So BO. Okay, cool. Why this not a BO only? Okay. So I would like to tell you one thing over here. Again, I'm telling you, if you are going to, okay, after the execution of this program, I will tell you about this. So these are the values. These are the primitive data types default values. This is the first program you are having. So there are 8 primitive data types in Java. So you have to follow that one. Sometimes string is considered as a primitive data type. Sometimes only because the char which giving us a 5 over here, the default value. This is a 5. This is not a 0. This is a 5. And Boolean gives us a default value as a false. So integer, everything, this belongs to the same category. Everything gives you a 0 value. Doubles also belongs to the same category, double and a float. Character is somewhat different. It belongs to the string category actually. So, but only a single character is allowed. Boolean is like we are having true and a false. So by default, it is giving us a false value. Okay. So again, I will tell you one thing over here. So while you are declaring or initializing any variable with long and a float, only these two things having somewhat different. You can get a question. I already said, again, I'm telling you, with a long and a float, while you are initializing any data like is equals to 45, just I'm giving a number. And for the float is equals to like 45.6 I mentioned. So why it is showing an error? Okay, for this string, like it won't show any error. So if you give like this, what is the difference in between the int as well as the long? There is a difference, right? This is a long. Maximum number of, maximum number is allowed over here. And it is like, it is considered as an integer. But how you are saying that this is a long value in the sense, either give a small l or a capital L over here. So this is a representation of a long value, either L or a small l or a capital L. So what about the float value? Float in the sense, now it is asking for, please consider this as a double value. See this one, I will show you the error. Provided a double, but required type is a float. So, okay, just mention a small f or a capital F over here so that it is a float value. Only for these two things. Remember this one, okay? Don't forget this one. It has a capital L. So both are same, a small L, capital L, this is a small f, a capital L. Okay. This program has been done and we'll go for a one more program, which is finding the square roots of quadratic equations like the roots. Okay. So I'm taking, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. Okay. Parallelly, we are discussing the subject to public static void. Okay. So inside this, we are having. So what is the required for this? You already know about the quadratic equation like ax square plus bx plus c. So we are finding the roots of the values for that initially. So how we are going to find the roots? So we already know a formula like minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. You already know about that one, right? We will call a square root of b square minus 4ac as a discriminant. Discriminant. This is not a max class. I don't want to go that much deep. Okay. So here, there are so many ways to do this one because actually finding first the discriminant and later just submitting it. So, but according to your programming, I already shared you a document for you in the two groups itself. So check the document. So there is something else. And now here itself, I will write it on my own, which is a easy process for us. Like, so here I'm taking like a scanner inputs. So do not initialize over here. You should not take over here like a new because it is outside the main, right? This is a wrong. This don't initialize over here. Okay. Just make a reference name and then use it inside. Okay. Input is equals to new a scanner of. So here inside this we are using, why it is showing an error? Non-static field, right? Okay, I'll make it as a static. If every time is going to take as a static, then it is not good. I will take it as inside. So I don't want to mention as a instance variable, because if we go again and again for a static, is not good coding point of view. Okay, this I took as a inside a main method. I just took it. Okay, good. So what are all the input values we have to provide? So we are having like ax square, like bx plus c is equals to 0, right? So I need to provide the values of a, b, and a c. If we give these values, we'll find out our roots over there. So we already know that one, minus b plus or minus. One root is like with a plus, and next root is with a minus. So this is a quadratic equation, just I'm mentioning in a comment. So how you are going to give the input for this? So like a int, we'll take it as an int a is equals to input dot next int. So we are giving a value. We are giving an a value, right? System dot follow the coding standards. Okay, enter a. Okay, good. So the same thing like for b and c, just copy this and paste it and paste it. Change the names to b. This is a b. This is a b. And this is a c. Okay, so now we are providing the values and we know the formula like how to calculate that one. So initially I would like to calculate the discriminant. Did I spell it correct? I don't think so. Discriminant, whatever it is. We don't need a formulas and yeah, it is good now. So now we are finding the discriminant. What is the discriminant over here? B square minus 4ac. After that, we are finding the root of it. Okay. So for that, what all things is required? So here we are using a math. Inside a math package, we are having a power. There is a power, right? So inside the math, we are having the power. So we have to store each and everything inside one variable. While you are using, we are calculating any formula, then only we have to declare a variable. What is required, we have to declare that one. So now here we are, we need b square minus 4ac. So for this, I need a b value. Already I have provided that, and a and a c value, both are provided. So for the finding a square root for that, square for that, we need a math. Math dot power of what is the a and this is a 12. Okay, sorry, this is a b. Sorry. There will be two things. Okay, and we are going to get the math dot power over here and then minus 4 star a star and a c. Okay, one second, just a second. I have to take it as a, no, we won't get any float value, right? So that will take it as an integer. This is equals to, why this is showing error? Did I made any mistake? Okay, it is expecting a double. Then we'll make it as a double. So now we are finding the discriminant for that. So it has been done, and now we have to find out the square root for that. Okay, so that's why I'm mentioning it as inside the brackets end of this math dot square root. Yeah, see how easy it is. So we just find out square root of b square minus 4ac. Okay. Initially what we did, we just found, we just finding the mat dot power. Power in the sense, I'm just need a b power 2. B power 2. This is a b power 2, right? After that, minus 4 star a and c, because these are multiplication. So now we got the value. So now what is the formula for that? Minus b plus or minus, right? So for the positive, let's make it as a double. For the positive value. Okay, I will take it as a root 1. First one is a root 1. Just I want to print the discriminant also, which looks good for us. Out dot println inside this discriminant. Okay, here just I'm printing dis. This one I'm printing the discriminant. Okay, later I'm finding the root 1. First root is equal to minus b plus, I'm considering the plus over here, minus b plus square root of b square minus 4ac. We already found that one, dis, this one. And then you have to keep this inside a bracket and later just a slash 2a, 2 star a. Enough. So this is the first root we found. Oh yeah, just fine. And then we'll go for one more root of this. What is the second one? B square minus 4ac plus or minus, right? This is the minus. Very easy. Don't bother about that one. Okay, now we are going to print the values. Okay. System dot out dot println, and here itself root 1. And one more thing like root 2. Okay, see how easy it is program. I think in your lab, what I shared you, that was somewhat different. But the examination point of view, this is how you are going to do this. Easy way. First find the discriminant and let us use that one. Okay. So, okay, cool. I need to mention this as a root 1 inside this, and one more thing is like root 2. Okay, just a second. Enough. So I'm running the program, check it out. So first of all, we need to give a, b and a c values. Okay, so I'm giving as just, I don't know for which quadratic equation we'll get the roots. Just I'm giving a 1, and next one is a 2, and next one is a 3. See, for this there is no roots at all. Not a number. NN in the sense not a number. If you know any roots and all, just try it out. Okay. So this is how we are finding the roots. Just wait a second. I will check. Is there any quadratic equation that I am having the value, so that we'll get some value, right? Quadratic equations. There we'll get ABC values, so that it is easy for us to find out. 6, 17 and 12. Somebody give a value, so that I will take that one. 6 minus 17 and 12. Okay, again I'm running this. Six is a 6 minus 17 and C is like a 12. Yeah, now we got the roots. This is a proper roots. I just checked in the Google this one values, because we don't know for which quadratic equation we'll get the values or not. Okay, so this is how, very easy one. So I did this in front of you, right? So first of all, get the values and then find the discriminant. After that, use this discriminant and find the values. That's it. Okay, which is a very easy thing. Just I want to show you once again. Oh, wait, what does this? Why did Java program to display the roots of a quadratic equation, calculate the discriminant, and basing on the value of a discriminant, describe the nature of a roots. That's it. Okay. Okay. If we got NaN over there, it is like there is no roots for the quadratic equation. You know about the quadratic equations, right? There is an x-axis and a y-axis. According to this equation, we are supposed to draw a line. Okay, that was a big topic. I don't want to go that much deep. So here, next one. 5 bikers are compete in a race such that they drive at a constant speed, which may or may not be same as the other. Again, I'm telling you, just read the program first. In your interview questions and all, they will ask you in this way. Maximum. They won't ask such questions like primitive data types. So this question is like 5 bikers compete in a race such that they drive at a constant speed, which may or may not be the same as the other. To qualify the race, the speed of the racer must be more than the average speed of all the races. You know about the averages, right? So total number of, if suppose I'm going to find out the average of the students. So each and every marks of the student by total number of marks. So in each and every subject, you got like a 60, 40, 30 and all. So if you want to make it as an average, if I took like 6 subjects and by 6, so we are getting the average. So what they are saying, like there are, if you want to win the race, the average speed of all races must be more than average speed of all races. If the average speed is like a 60, it should be more than 60 to win the race. I think you got my point, what I am saying. So what are all the things we want? We have to provide the speed of each racer, the speed of each racer. Here we are having a 5 bikers. So 5 bikers means each and every person speed we have to provide. Okay. After providing the bikers speed, we are going to calculate the average of all these bikers, average speed of all these bikers. So just add each and everything and make it as a divided by 5. Divided by 5. If the average is more than, I mean, if a person is more than that average, he is a winner, isn't it? The question is that one. So they will ask you in some, not an interview question, in a companies and all, they will ask such questions in the exam for the recruitment point of view. Okay. Okay. We'll discuss this and today itself we'll end the program. One is enough for the today. Tomorrow we're going to discuss this one because these things are somewhat a bit longer questions. Okay. Wait a second. Just I will share you that one. Wait. Actually, for this sorting out is somewhat different, right? Average of the speeds, each and everything we have to enter. Okay, I know that one. Okay, yeah. Just a second, I will be back. Yeah, okay. This is a small work. So just Java class, and this is like a race ex. It is enough race ex. Name is good, right? Very good. Public static, these are the common things, just follow the rules. That's it. Static void. So now we have to provide the values for each and every racer, because there are so many ways to provide it every time. Like directly you can take it as like player one, int player one. This one is like player two. Okay, leave it as R1, R2, R3, R4, and R5. So there are so many ways to sort out this program actually, directly by giving the values over here or by using a keyboard values. So the same thing for somewhat showing it as a bigger option, like a simple thing, like we need to take a scanner. Input is equals to new scanner of, and after that R1 is equals to input dot next. Here that's why I mean most of the people, if you are going to enter so many values and all, we are supposed to take it in a for loop. We are supposed to take in a for loop, like consider the array values. So the array consisting of 5 values, so we are giving the size of an array. So there is another way, like speeds is equals to new speed of, the size is like 5. Okay, so for this it is like, see, if I going to take which looks awkward, right? It's not good. This is not a correct programming standard. Faced it, sorry. One more 5 things required. So every time there are 5 values, it looks like somewhat awkward, but doesn't look good. So that's why I'm just removing this. Okay, and I'm also removing this one. And this I took, sorry, it is required. And I took the array values that consisting of a 5 racer speeds. No one will ask you like take directly over this. Okay, how you're going to give the values for that? For int I is equals to 0, semicolon, condition. So what the for loop consisting of? One is initialization. Next one is a condition. What is the condition for that? I less than speeds dot length. It should be speeds dot length. And next one is like increment or a decrement operator. Okay, increment or a decrement according to our usage. So inside this, I'm going to take as speeds inside a bracket. I'm just taking I over here and is equals to input dot next in. So what it will happen, you already know about the accessing an arrays, you know that one. So this is how we are going to enter the data into the array. Okay. Content of array speeds are written to be but never read. Yeah, we'll read that. Okay. So here what we are doing, just we are adding each and every speed of a particular person. I don't want to use this one also because there is no use, right? So speeds of 5 persons are inside of one array. So now we have to find out the average for that. Excuse me. Okay, so what we did. So till here, I'm going to, okay, I'm just take it over like system dot out dot. enter speeds. Okay, enter speeds of a 5 persons because the length is a 5, right? So till here, I will show you what it will happen, and later we'll go for. Oh, why can't we go for just a minute? For here also, I'm going to take one more system.out.println for racer 1 or racer 2, like which is good for us. Okay, just paste it. Println. Just for the representation point of view, I'm just doing this. Okay, I think it looks good, right? Enter R1 speed. Okay. Okay, just a minute. It should be inside. Just I want to run this program to check it properly or not. Okay, enter the speeds, and here I'm giving the first one as 23, and next R2 speed. I mean, okay, 0 to, it starts with the 0 to, right? It doesn't matter. Like 45, and the other person is like 67, and like 80, and like 90. Okay, see this one. So the representation is necessary because in your examination you just want to write something else. It doesn't look good, right? So you have to follow this one. So see this one R0 speed. I need to make a space over here, which looks good, so that there is a space in between this one. Okay. Yep. So now you have to find out the average. So how you are going to find out the average? So here I need the sum of the values. I need the sum of the values. So while I am doing this for loop, I'm entering the data. What I will do, I will just add the data, adding speeds. How you are going to add the speeds over here? Just I'm taking one more variable over here for the sum. In sum, what I will do, sum is equals to so because this is outside, I need to initialize this one. Sum is equals to 1, 2, 3, every time it should come over here, the value, and then it is added. So that, yeah, speed of I plus sum. I think we'll get it. Why it is showing error? Might not has been initialized. Okay, I just initialized it. So I want to check it whether it is giving properly or not. So every time you have to check it out. In your examination, it is not possible. Like this is a sum. This I want to find the sum over here. So after completing all this one, it is inside the for loop. Every time the value will be over here and it will be added again and again. Okay, just I want to run this program. See this one. So enter speeds are not like 23, 44, 56, 67, like 90. Yeah, 258. Now we are getting. Now we have to find out the average, isn't it? How to find out the average? So this is how the programmer will do. So like 1, 2, 3, the step-by-step procedure. Like, okay, now we found the sum. I don't want this one right now. So here I'm finding out the average speed. So in average, in the sense we'll get decimals, right? So you have to think in that way. Average in the sense we'll get a decimals. For that, what we need? A double AVG, average is equals to sum by, what is the, how many number of values are there? Like a 5. Only 5 races are there, right? So just a 5 I mentioned over. Okay. So I'm checking each and everything. So inside this, I'm going to take one more for loop. Every time I want to check the value, what we provided from the array. Array consisting of values, right? Each and every value, I'm taking it and then I'm checking. Excuse me. Yeah, just 2 minutes. I will complete this one and we'll end the session. For int I is equal to, just accessing the variables, accessing the array values. Just think about that one. Less than, what is the name? Speeds dot, the same thing like this. Speeds dot length and then semicolon, I just plus, and after that. So here I'm just checking the condition. If average is less than speeds of I. So why am I mentioning this one? Average, we already read the question. What is the question was there? If the speed of a particular racer is more than the average, then he is a winner, right? So this is how we got. So now I'm going to place like a system dot out dot println. So what he asked, he's asking either qualifying or yeah, he's all asking about the qualifying, not the winner. Okay, not the winner. Okay. Okay, yes, I want to check that one. Qualifying round, it's like a qualifying round. Qualify. Here I'm going to take or just for the representation point of view, I'm doing this I plus, and there should be R qualified. And then what is the speed for that? I need to mention the speed over here. Plus speed of I. Yeah, which looks good, right? So R, a particular racer number qualified with the speed. I will make it as with speed. It's my own coding. Never mind. Okay, just I'm giving, now you will get the output correctly. So we are giving the values like 40, 34, whatever the values, 67, and then 90, and then C, R2 and R3 got qualified. R2 and R3 got qualified. Actually, do I need to mention the average also? I think not necessary. Like system dot out dot println inside this average. Okay. AVG. Okay, now I'm displaying the average also. So 2 persons got qualified in the previous session. Sorry, previous racing. Now we are giving more values. Yes, I want to know the average. Yes, I want to check it out. So like a 45, 23, 56, 78, and 90. So the average is a 58. So average is a 58. So more than 58, what we are having a 78 and a 90. So these two people got qualified. So this is how we have to read the program correctly. If you won't read it, it is like, see, I thought like a winner. I didn't see the qualifying over there. Okay, this one. Print back the speeds of a qualifying racers. Take the input of a speed of each racer and print back. Okay. Thank you. You may leave the session. Okay. You may leave the session. Ciao.